All right, folks, we are back again. I'm not even doing intro music because we're just we're continuing our discussion on religion being paranormal.
Yeah, so one of your members found a 1995 article talking about Madonnas still, tearing coming from their eyes, and we were discussing about it. So there's been multiple sightings of this, but then the last thing we were talking about before we went back to being live was about why the Catholic Church will not release their data for other people to view. Why are they hoarding this?
I don't think they want the truth to get out because it takes the control, and I don't know what your thoughts are, Cole. So Cole is Catholic, so he knows all about the Vatican and the Catholic Church. But, the big thing about religion is control. Got to control the people and money. You go back to the 12th, 13th centuries, they made up werewolves to get people into the church. They would actually, and it's been documented, where they would actually, they'd get the criminal element types in the community, and we're having Skype issues now. I just love technology. But they would actually get the criminal elements to go out and start killing some of the livestock and whatnot, and make the community think it was a werewolf, for example. And then they wind up killing the guy, claiming he is a werewolf. And, that brought more people into the church. It brought more people, more money into the coffers. So we're getting Skype back going, and I hate technology. Hold on a sec here, and yeah, we're definitely not. Boom, boom, boom. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Come on now. I'm sorry about all this, folks. Technology just ain't with us tonight.
This is not my fault.
Oh, no.
I know, we were sitting there talking, and all of a sudden I dropped, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, first it's got to be Spreaker. Now, of course, now it's...
the voicemail box of 8
Oh, no.
927.
Yeah, I love...
At the tone, please record your voice message.
Everybody say hi.
There we go.
Please leave your message for...
What the hell?
Donald Davidson.
No. Okay, so I think we're good. I think everyone that's supposed to be in here is in here. And yeah, I just called Don at 1 o'clock in the morning. He's probably not too happy.
When Joe says this broadcast is not normal, I guess that makes it paranormal.
Exactly. Paranormal broadcast tonight, folks. Of course, first it's Spreaker, now it's got to be Skype. They can never work together.
We call this... Well, in the military, we call this ghosting somebody, which is like you just keep calling them, and there's no response. This is ghosting people. We're being ghosted right now.
Yeah, and Joe says, "No, I've got gremlins." I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe we are on the watch list. we're
Well, no,
talking
we got to
about.
stop this conversation right now because, like, we started talking about the Catholics and the Pope said, "Shut that shit down."
Right?
So,
Oh shit! They said the Vatican. That's a key word. Get them off.
Yep. Never mind that their telescope's name is Lucifer. Yeah, go figure. But yeah. Speaking of Lucifer, awesome show. We're on season 4. Anyway,
What? Hold on. Netflix just dropped out season 3, right? And you're
No.
saying season 4 just split up? Well, dude, as soon as we end this podcast, I know what I'm staying up for the rest of the day doing, catching back up. I love that show. I think it's a phenomenal show.
oh hell yeah.
I just wish Lucifer and Chloe would finally just, tee it off. And they started dating, but then she doesn't like his face, and I'm like, oh great.
Oh wait, no, you're right. That's season 3. There is no season 4. I think.
All right. I love that show. I mean, being
Oh, yeah.
retired, everybody always says, well, what do you do now you're retired? You play golf? No, I usually travel and I binge watch.
So I can't wait.
I work on.
I can't wait
Go
for
ahead.
Stranger Things to come out on July 4th.
Oh, July 4th.
Yep.
July 4th, season 3, game on. I'm
Yep.
telling you. Season 1, I love the 1985 feel.
Oh, the
And it
whole. You gotta watch the interviews. You gotta watch the Stranger Things Plus when they actually do interviews of all the cast. That's awesome because it goes a lot more
I've only
into.
seen 2 of those.
Oh, watch all of them. I was so mad that they were done. I watched all of them.
Well, then the brothers decided to make season 2,
Mm-hmm.
but oh man, this season 3 looks good, and I am, someone hit me up on Facebook the other day with a countdown that said 19 days, and I was like, 19 days.
Yep.
The other day it dinged me and it was like, less than a week, and I'm like, oh yeah, 5 days in a wake up. Let's get this thing on.
Yep. The show I'm into right now is Homeland. Have you seen Homeland at all?
Yes. So I think seasons 1 through, I don't want to lie, but I think it's 1 through 4 I have on my hard drive from deployment. So, and I haven't seen beyond 4.
I'm still on season 2. So right now, what's his face? Brody just got kidnapped and put in a helicopter.
Okay.
That's as far as I'm at. I don't like Brody. I just no. But
So you wouldn't say Brody from the site or from the helicopter. You would just be like, all right, good. Let's continue movement.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
No, bye. Okay, you know what? Let what's his face take you. Have a nice life. No. No. But coming from a military perspective, what he's experiencing, that's 100% Stockholm syndrome.
Yes.
So at the same time, I don't like faulting him, but yeah, you don't surrender your country like that either.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but I understand where you're coming from.
So, oh no, you ain't gonna give nothing away. And it's interesting because I'm just about done with my bachelor's in Homeland, so I'm watching this series and going, yeah, okay. So, what pisses me off about this degree is everything is Islamic. But even my professors are 100% behind me as far as not everything is Islamic. There's more radical extremists and terrorists here that are non-Islamic than there are Islamic terrorists. Most of what we have
So
here are
if
sympathizers.
you look at shows throughout the decades, and you look at like 1980s, it was all about Russia. You got Red Dawn that came out.
Yeah.
Everything was about Russia.
Yeah.
Before that was the Cuban Missile Crisis, and then it started translating, and after 9/11, it became all Islamic. And I think it's a bad publicity stunt that you're judging characters of different religions, and I think it's horrible because I've seen the effects on both sides.
Exactly. I mean,
especially, and it's really bad because part of my PTSD, I spent. We added up, so my 12 years in 101st, I was probably back here in the States for about 2 years and a little bit less than 3 months.
mm-hmm.
I've got 9 tours. I feel like this is deployment, and that's home over there.
Yeah.
I still feel that, and I've been back here for, retired now for almost a year. I still feel that way. My son, part of my PTSD is I have to go weekly for 45 minutes and spend time in Walmart. I used to just order my food, and then I just pull up and they would load it up in my truck and I'd go. So actually having to go into Walmart and walk around, it still bothers me. But I can go into a perfectly packed movie theater and feel comfortable because the lights are off.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just, we do that in this society, and it's not just our society. But when something tragic happens, we use that and then turn it into a TV show.
And I'm
bad rap.
I'm more comfortable talking to vets than I am talking to civilians. To be completely honest with you, when it comes to talking, I think Cole is the exception.
Yeah.
Cole.
Yeah.
I've told you. I've told you more. I've told you more stuff than I've told. I think the only exception is Izzy. Izzy knows everything because she's my mate. Obviously, I can talk to her. But outside of Izzy, the only civilian that knows even a quarter of the stories I can't talk about, I've told you.
Yeah, I just part of my training. First time I went through PTSD training, it's a 2-month process, and I got taken out on day 29. And they said, I do not know feelings and emotions. And it's true, I can tell you colors, but I don't have the feelings and emotions. So my niece's father's mother died, and then the grandfather died. And I just don't have any emotion over that. Like when my niece cries, I look at her and I'm just like, all right, I don't know how to show empathy towards people. It's really bad because I want to.
Right.
But it's not. I act it out, and that's the truth.
And so, not to cut you off real quick, but so for our listeners, tonight's show is kind of screwed just because of technology and we're off track. But now, you know what? We're gonna continue the show, and we're just gonna talk personal. So you're actually getting a more personal field, both FMP and MVP at this point in time. So we'll just talk about whatever we want to talk about at this point in time. So if you want to cut off, you can. And that's really why Memorial Day we had a Veterans Memorial Day show, because so many civilians are confused about what Memorial Day is versus what Veterans Day is, and we had to clear that up, and that's what we did.
So. It's one of those things where me and Melanie have talked about this before. And Memorial Day, I hate when people say Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why? What's so happy about it? But and the downside of this is I don't think people really realize it, but it's not just the Veterans Memorial Day. It's not for soldiers, but think about your own loved ones. everybody throws this big ass bomb barbecue and they out celebrate and stuff like that. But when did you give at least 30 seconds for the people that are missing in this barbecue?
Mm-hmm.
That aren't,
that's actually
or are soldiers.
That's actually what we talked about on the show, but not so much the civilian side. But so Izzy's on different groups.
I try to give credit for both sides, so I just won't put that out.
But Izzy and I didn't get together and get married until after I was actually in the Warrior Transition Battalion when we met. So she didn't have to go through the deployment side. But she was in I can't remember what group she was in, but she was in a military group, and this bitch was sitting there saying, I don't understand what all this hubbub is, but Memorial Day is only for those that died in combat.
Yeah.
And she posted and said, actually, I would have to disagree with you, because we lose 22 veterans a day to suicide due to the after effects of combat.
Yes.
So Memorial Day is for them as well as those that lost their lives in combat.
It's for the people who served that are no longer with us, either from suicide, accidents, either upon returning or returning. It's for the service members who are no longer with us.
Exactly.
That is Memorial Day.
And she, oh my God, she's like, I'm active duty, and I don't know who the hell you think you are. You've never served. And my husband is a combat vet. And blah, 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 blah. And Izzy posted and said, you know what? I'm not here to fight with you. I don't have the time for this, so have a nice day. And
stupidity comes in all forms.
Well, yeah. And I wasn't going to respond until she came back with some stupid shit. And I said, okay, hold the hell up. I posted and said, okay, so my mate might not respond, but I will. Because I've done 4 combat tours. We lose 22 soldiers a day to suicide due to the after effects of war. Memorial Day is for them as well as the combat vets that lost their lives in combat. So, you know what? C'est la vie, and be happy you didn't deploy. But you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Have a nice day. And yeah, that ended the conversation really quick. I was halfway. I was half waiting for her husband to try to come back, but he didn't. But it's like, seriously.
I'll tell you another touching point that kind of gets me, and it may not affect other people like this, but before 9/11, I had a handful. I had at least 3 to 5 people come up to me and say, hey, thank you for serving our country. When 9/11, and there was a couple of flags flying, but when 9/11 hit, flags were everywhere, and everybody wanted to thank me, and I felt like it was a slap to my face.
Yeah.
And I still feel that way. And I don't know how other people react, but to me, it's more disrespectful now than anything. And I understand about honoring country, and that's what we do as service members. And it's your right whether you do it or not. But, back in the day, that's how I felt right after 9/11. And I don't so much feel this way to this date, but about that 9/11 situation, I still feel firmly towards that, and it bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things. So I'm going to talk about, I have a lot of pride with gay pride and LB, the whole community. You get what I'm saying? But to take down the POW flag, the Missing in Action and POW flag, and only put that flag up, my view on this is you should have put another flagpole beside it, or put the flag below the POW flag, But I understand the community is like, all right, we should be equal. So put up another flagpole. But you should have never taken down that flag. And I find that disrespectful. Kaepernick. I'm a big 49ers fan. So, and I know you guys are probably Seahawks fans, but, Kaepernick for a while was sitting down, but it wasn't until he talked to an Army Ranger that he came to the conclusion that taking a knee was more respectful towards the flag, but still giving its purpose. But, we've got people who are overseas right now playing soccer who doesn't even sing the national anthem.
Right.
And because they're trying to prove a point about the president. But the national anthem has nothing to do with the president. It has to do with the national anthem. It's our nation.
Right.
And, it kind of, it bothers me. Being in foreign countries for so long, you see how their cultures are, Korean cultures. So they graduate high school, they serve 1 year they go to college for 1 year, and then they got to serve 3 years in the military. I don't see why the U.S. doesn't pick this up. As bad as it sounds.
No, I agree with you.
Give those the opportunity to understand and respect maybe what the military actually does. I do not believe Congress needs to get paid as big as they get paid. I don't think sports stars should get paid what they get paid. Like, we have a deficit that could be paid off and helping communities with that extra money.
Right.
But it's about the big game, and again, it's greed and money. So it's like, if I got $1 million, I could literally pay off my house. I could have a car. I could do all this stuff with $1 million. I can even save and invest with $1 million.
Yeah.
I don't need $30 million contract for 3 years. That's $10 million a year.
Well,
what are you doing with 10 grand? And then some of these superstars get it out, and I'm going to let you speak here in a second, but some of these superstars get that 30 mil after 3 years and get out, and they're broke. What did you spend your money on?
Drugs.
So go ahead. I want to hear your input on this.
But I'm going to add to that, and if you shut the government down, why is Congress getting paid?
Thank you. And some congressmen actually gave up their paychecks and wouldn't get paid, But, in the long run, oh my gosh, why does it take month after month? And for a soldier to be told that, hey, we might not get paid. I had soldiers in my own platoon as a platoon sergeant tell me they weren't coming to work. It's your duty to still show up. And I told them, I was like, look, you will still get paid. I promise you. Things will get covered down. We have Soldiers and Sailors Act that covers that kind of situations within that bill, that act. It's not a bill, it's an act. But you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Just get your head out of your four-point of contact, Congress, and get this stuff rolling. It's a year to date. Why are you waiting an entire year? It's like a soldier waiting until the night to pack for the field. Why do we wait? And as a leader, it's my job to inspect your gear to make sure that you're packed. So leaders are failing that situation. So where's their checks and balances to make sure that they get on it? Instead, you shut down the government, you shut down Congress, but they're still getting paid. You're not doing anything. You're not helping the situation. I guarantee if they didn't receive a paycheck, it would be like, oh, shoot, we better come up with this bill now.
And I'm going to add to that because I wasn't going to bring this up, but I am going to bring it up. As a military leader, they retired me out medically as a staff sergeant, but I expect a higher standard, I guess, than most of the civilian, most civilian leaders. I wouldn't even call them leaders. I had to quit, and I'm not going to say what I quit, but I had to quit a certain department because, one, that particular quote-unquote leader didn't check on the personnel. That's not a leader to me. As a staff sergeant,
that's not.
As even a sergeant, I was a sergeant for 10 years. When they medically retired me, they gave me my staff sergeant. I was like, oh, well, gee, thank you. Could have done that a long time ago. But, I expect a leader to lead, to check on their people, to be do what we did in the military. You check on your soldiers. but when a leader doesn't, they have management school, and apparently civilian management schools, not like BNOC or PLDC or what I think it's Warrior. What do they call PLDC now? I forget.
Warrior Leaders Course.
Yeah, there you go.
WLC.
There you go. And
I went when it was BNOC, PLDC,
yep.
ANOC,
I took PLDC
ALC
at Benning.
And SLC.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, we're going to wrap up the show. Where can we find Military Veterans Paranormal?
www.militaryveteransparanormal.com. We're on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Outstanding.
Or you can go directly to that website, and all our links are there.
All right, cool. And Cole, where can we find Statement of Sound DJ Services?
You can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/SOSDJPro.
Outstanding. And yeah, tonight's show was a clusterfuck. I'll say it. Thank you, Spreaker and Skype, for locking up and shutting us down. So yes, we did get off track tonight, folks. I'm sorry about that. Normally our shows do run a lot smoother, and we got off track and talked military, but I know a lot of our listeners love hearing about military anyway. So with that, next week is our anniversary show, and if you're local and listening, make sure you check us out at the 4th of July parade in Cedar Woolley, Washington. Look for the Bigfoot float. And thank you for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight on S4, the official voice of Forest Moon Paranormal. You can contact S4 through our website at www.s-4radio.com or on Facebook. Make sure you give us a like on our page and join the Forest Moon Paranormal group. If you are interested in advertising, take a look at our packages and contact Cole or Eric at 1-360-999-2830. Again, thank you. And remember, keep your eyes to the sky.